where we will teach you how to play volleyball properly. Starting from the very basics, we will take you through all levels of volleyball in small steps. From the first touches with the ball to rocket serves, deadly blocks, smart spiking, and amazing saves in the field to more complex combinations and game systems. We will teach you everything you need to be a good volleyball player. We'll teach you really everything, such as how to receive a float serve, set behind the head, or attack the one block. We will guide you on how to block, serve, handle hard spikes, tips, or how to fall on the ground correctly and not get hurt. All this is the content of the first 24 episodes where we deal with individual activities. The next 25 episodes will be about the interaction between players. All of this will culminate in an analysis of the game systems and player behavior in the game. Join us on this long and interesting journey. Over 100 episodes of instructional videos await you in our academy, all of which will be available for free. Or rather, our reward will be your likes, comments, and most importantly, your game progress. We look forward to the journey together. We can help anyone who wants to be a better volleyball player, whether you're a new coach, parent, child, or just a volleyball fan. Your lecturers will be internationally successful coach Zdeněk Hanek, with experience from the European and World Championships, and still active international player Helena Havelkova. Both are very busy and travel all over the world for volleyball, so we use the state-of-the-art technology to create digital copies of them, which have unlimited time.
Don't worry, I'm saying exactly what the real Zdeněk is whispering in my ear. But let's get started and learn how to control the ball properly.
We'll start each episode of our series with a sample of championship volleyball to let you know where we're trying to get to, but it's going to be a while before we get to the mastery of these setters. We start with the overhead set, which is the foundation of the passing game, which in turn is the backbone of the offense. In beginner volleyball, the overhead set is usually the way to start because we can't do without it in the future.
Starting from the very basics, practicing overhead set starts with grasping the ball, first with the so-called playing knuckle, then with all fingers gripping it correctly and lifting it above your head.
The playing knuckle is where the index finger turns into the palm. This is exactly where, and this spot must touch the ball at all times when hitting the ball with the fingers, as we see with this Portuguese setter.
The correct position can be practiced by dribbling on the ground in the wrist position that we will be hitting later. Do this first in a kneeling position, later in a standing position. Emphasize active involvement of the three and then the two main fingers, index finger and thumb.
Now we will show the elementary position of the wrist and fingers, known among volleyball players as the basket. It creates an imaginary nest for the ball. After all, the softness of the volley, due to the shape of the cup and the flexibility of the wrist, will be the domain of future setters.
The elementary position of the fingers can also be imitated by the position of the hands, which resembles praying, thanks to which we have the correct position of the hands with the thumbs pointing downwards. It is important that the position of the pinky edge of the wrist is not vertical but tilts more horizontally. You can use lightweight balls in these stages of practice.
This professional player is not praying, but the final wrist position on contact with the ball is close to our approach. We can stretch our wrists using both a volleyball and a heavier basketball. It will help, although it's not the right technique yet.
The index finger and the thumb are the kings of correct hitting. In the future, you will need this especially for a quick set behind the head, as this can be done primarily by expressively engaging these two essential fingers. Here we see it live in the play of the setting masters.
We already know how to touch the ball, which will help us to set the ball well in the future. We talked about the correct positions, but also about which places of the palm to touch the ball. We clarified what a playing knuckle is. So we've touched the ball, and let's move on a little bit further where we start to push the ball.
We start again with a demonstration by masters of their field. While 12-year-olds still have time to develop their technique, these 14-year-olds are already candidates for the Czech national volleyball team. But we'll come back to those who are just getting started. The correct position of the hands and fingers, especially the thumb and forefinger. We start with ball-less drills called two fingers and thumbstick, which focus on emphasizing the importance of the thumbs in hitting.
There is no rush, so we start with exercises without a ball. The idea is to give the children an idea of the positions and movements of the required technique. Then we can start pushing the ball.
We want to avoid poorly establishing a movement pattern, such as here, where 9-year-olds do not yet understand the necessity of a twisted wrist when setting. Or in this demonstration, where there is no desired downward compression of the thumbs and index fingers.
But all this will catch up in time if we are consistent and insist on a few basic requirements.
Final recap of the key points. The wrist must be twisted backwards on contact with the ball. The pinky edge of the palm of the hand is folded horizontally. The action of the thumb and forefinger is crucial for overhead set. The thumbs point down in opposition to the other fingers, forming an imaginary triangle with the index fingers. It will be a while yet before our children's hands resemble these masterful ones, but we are certainly on the right track.
Again, we can help ourselves with various exercises that help to build up the idea of overhead set. This is what we call a headache. The result of our procedure should be a flexible swing, like this future representative, or, conversely, a former great representative.
The finger drills need to be interspersed with various preparatory games, like this one. Firstly, to make volleyball training fun for the children, but also to develop the correct movement under the ball. Even though we are only at the stage of pushing the ball, we help ourselves with different competitions of this type. We have to get the game into training from the beginning, even if the kids don't have the right technique for it yet.
Now you know how to touch the ball correctly when you want to be a good volleyball player. And what's next? We have to get further. And that means from imitation and pushing through, catching and throwing to finally setting. And for that, we need to clarify what the legs do. We'll explain what active legs are and what smart legs are. And above all, we need to start play some volleyball.